I wanted to establish was, right, this appointment letter, right, is it as a result of a prescribed process having been followed?
No, I'm not
Okay.
talking prescribed
Okay.
process. Even your own appointment didn't come about through a prescribed process. You've accepted that, right? Your message at page 60, your email, it didn't follow the process.
Okay.
But there was an appointment, and it has contractual and legal effect. You allowed them, you authorized them rather, to go to that site in the same way that Piri did. There's really no difference between the effect of what you both did. And all I'm putting to you is, as the appointing authority, your department, I'm not even limiting it to you personally, I'm saying your department, as the appointing authority, it is your department that has the authority to send out a termination letter. That has to be right.
It is right, yeah.
Okay, thank you. So 8.2 is not a good reason or a valid reason for you to have refused to make the appointment. Yes. Now let's go to the last one, the third one, which is at 8.1. Okay. All right. Before I leave that 8.2, where you say the instruction was directed to the wrong person, you being the wrong person, did you inform Deputy Commissioner Spies that you're the wrong person, he should send it to Water and Sanitation?
Commissioner, I did not inform Commissioner Space.
All right, then let's look at the last reason that you gave. The instruction was wide as it included cancellation of ad hoc services which were not affected. Did you tell Commissioner Spies this?
I did not tell Commissioner Space, Commissioner. I took it that Commissioner Space, right, since he's in the environment, right, he's privy to ad hoc services within the environment.
But you didn't tell him that?
No, I didn't.
You didn't tell him that. Okay. Did you become aware when you made the decision not to follow his instruction that in fact there was an instruction from the Chief of Police that these services must stop because there were money issues, there were budget issues, there were requests to ask for more money? You're aware that Deputy Commissioner Dlamini had suggested or requested Commissioner Spies to ask for more money to fund this deficit. Did you ever become aware of that?
I do not remember, but...
Did you become aware that the instruction came from the Chief of Police that we must stop these ad hoc services and we are not going to ask for more money?
After the communication.
Yeah, you became aware of it after?
Okay.
Thank you.
Director Malatji, I did the maths on... In the documents that you have provided, there's an email that shows what the cost of this ad hoc services to the city of Tshwane is. And we can see that it's 82 million over 5 months. I think it's on page 16 of the emails. Do you have that?
On which bundle are we, Commissioner?
I think it's probably the supplementary. No, it can't be that. Ms. Kakane, please assist me. Where did I pull out my page 16? It is in the statement file.
Yeah, it's in the
It's in the annexures to
yes.
the supplementary statement.
Your statement file.
The supplementary statement file.
Page 16.
Are you there, Director Malatji?
I am.
So you'll see that it's a request from Deputy Chief Ball Hayes to the CFO and various other people, including supply chain. And then the email I'm reading from the third line, they are requesting the upliftment of funds to process ad hoc security invoices from the beginning of January to June 2025. Do you see that?
Yes.
And it is to the amount of 14 million rands for January, and then it is 16 million times 5 from February to June. And the total amount is 82 million. Do you see that?
I see.
That's just for ad hoc services.
Yes.
Now, if you do the simple maths, when you were instructed to cancel the ad hoc services on 13 March 2025, until the end of June, that's over 50 million rands.
I hear you,
What do you
Commissioner.
have to say about that?
I think there is something that I want the Commissioner to clear me on. It looks like everybody else, including the Chief of Police, Mr. Police, right? They are sort of taking themselves out of, they did not have any responsibility, so their responsibility was to give an instruction. And I'm taking exception for that because they even had more power than Director Malatji, right? And what is not making sense with me, right? Okay, theirs was to cancel, yet whatever I'm being appointed to do in the seat of Tshwane, right? I'm doing them in their, on their behalf. They are overall responsible for my own actions. But when it comes to this, right, it is becoming a worrying factor that everyone else wants to wash his hands off, and they leave Director Malatji into the 82 million. Yet, this whole thing, right, had the history long before January, February, right? And if one looks at the history, right, Director Malatji was from the beginning, like any one of them, was not aware. He was made aware at a point when the service provider was complaining, right, that he's not getting paid. And the very same superiors, I'm talking the Chief of Police, Rivers, Peace, and Police, right? All of them are washing their hands, right? And they want to paint Director Malatji black as if Director Malatji had a benefit to derive from these transactions. And this is forcing me, Commissioner, to place it on record. I am not surprised by the emphasis on Director Malatji, because when I testified on the 9th of April, I made a mention of the fact that I have become a victim And these colleagues that I've spoken to, that I've spoken about their names, right? They've already demonstrated that they would stop at nothing in order to get rid of this director.
Let me stop you there, Director Malatji, because I had given you enough time and I did not want to interrupt you.
But Commissioner, you are interrupting me.
Because what you are doing now is you are saying you are being victimized by other people.
Exactly.
And I'm not victimizing you, I'm asking you questions. So your issues with them, you can deal with them separately. When you are answering my questions, I want you to account only for your conduct. That's why when I was referring you to this document, I wanted you to account only for your conduct, not to tell me about how your colleagues are treating you. So looking at this, let's assume for a moment that they are equally guilty. They are equally to blame. They could have done something. Let's assume that for a moment, and for purposes of our discussion, let's accept that that is so. Now, account for your conduct without blaming other people.
Commissioner, thanks very much. I am not reluctant or afraid to account for my conduct, but I think it would be fair and it would be just for this commission to know that, among other reasons, I might have done things wrong, if indeed I've done things wrong, but the motivating factor, right, I know, Commissioner, you are saying you don't want to hear about it, but I'm forced to talk about it, right? My colleagues wanted to take advantage of this commission to get rid of Director Malatji. That is why you go to my hearing, it's speech. You come here, it's speech, right? That in itself, to me, is an indication.
Director Malatji, I'm going to leave it there because it seems to me you don't want to account for your conduct. You want to tell me about the vendetta that your colleagues have against you. So if that's what you want to do and you're not prepared to answer my question, I'm going to leave it there.
No, I'm prepared to answer your question.
Then account for your conduct. Don't tell me about the vendetta against you and the fact that they want to get rid of you. Because at the commission here, nobody gets rid of another person. Here you come to answer questions because we are a fact-finding commission. You assist us with facts and facts only. And what is in front of me is the fact that since the day you were instructed to terminate these ad hoc services, they continued until June, and the cost to the city was more than 50 million rands.
I agree with you,
yes.
Commissioner, I agree with you. The cost is sitting at that, but I'm saying I might have not done, right? I might have not cancelled this, but that does not necessarily mean, right? They were supposed to sit back, get this, what you call ballooning, you see? So I'm saying to the commission, I accept what might be wrong in terms of my conduct, but I'm pleading with the commission, right, to seriously take note of the fact that they also had a role to play. If I give...
And Director Malatji, when Mr. Bolhayes was here, if you listen to his evidence, you would have heard me say to him, why is it that only Piri is being blamed for this? Because more people than Piri were responsible for this, including those who authorized the payment. So as far as I'm concerned, it's not just you, but because you are here today, you can only answer for your conduct. So Mr. Skakani, I will leave it there and then.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners. I think you've assisted a lot with some of the questions that I had. Mr. Malatji, Director Malatji, I think what I need to emphasize is that you referred to your managerial, to your administrative functions in a sense, but you are at a managerial level. You are a director, you've issued instructions, you are in charge of the standard operating procedures. It can't be that you don't know how to enforce it. Your level also requires responsibility from you. And you do not stop these ad hoc services. And as Commissioner Khumalo is saying, if we are to accept mathematically that from the date of the instruction up to June, that would have been, I think in terms of the email itself, it would be around 50 million thereabout. But we can also accept that we need to take it back, let's say, even to January, and the payments to Gubis, or as a result of the irregular deployments, which you've accepted. That for the 6 months alone is some 96 million, just for 6 months, just for ad hoc services. You accept that possibility, according to this email that you attach. So, in essence, what has been lost around these irregular ad hoc services, which, as you say, not compliant with the SOPs, and yeah, just to leave it at that, would have cost the city, or in particular the TMPD, 96 million. And if you average it out in terms of the services, what becomes interesting is that, as the theme runs through, is that Major Piri and yourself admit that the inspections or verification of services were not done to the T. So a majority of that could potentially have been for services not rendered. I think we can accept that.
I wouldn't accept the narrative that the majority of them might have been paid without the services being rendered. I'm saying this because, Commissioner, we've got a system in place, right? Even though it has its own shortcomings, right? But it cannot be correct that I come here and I say I accept that the majority of these ad hoc services were not carried out unless it is evident that indeed for 6 months on this side there were no security guards deployed and so forth and so on, you see. But as it stands now, I wouldn't sit here and accept that, okay, the majority, because the officers got systems. Piri is within the subsection that deals with monitoring of private guards in particular, right? In terms of that system, the unit's function is to go out there, right? Check and confirm if security guards are in place